अपादमणिपर्यन्तं गुरूणामाकृतिं स्मरेत् येन विघ्नप्रणश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यन्ति च मनोरथः लक्ष्मीतनोतु नितरामितरानपेक्षम् अमृतद्वयं निगमशाखिशिखाप्रवालं हैरम्बम् अम्बुरुहाडम्बरचौर्यनिघ्नं विघ्नाद्रिभेदशतधारधुरन्तरं सर्वेषां स्वागतम्. This is the positive psychology session for the 24th shloka. So we start with the introduction to Mahavakyas from the Vedas, and that is through Tattvamasi. So one aspect of the whole of Tat Tvam Asi, as we saw in the Bhavata and later on the Samskara, is that is very relevant to positive psychology is finding meaning. Now, what is this finding meaning? The concept is actually, it was by Martin Seligman who proposed this PERMA theory, which has already been, I think, we have already explored it, but nonetheless, a little introduction is necessary. So in this, he, that PERMA stands for 5 different concepts. One, P stands for positive emotions, E stands for engagement, R is relationships, M is meaning, and A is accomplishment. So these are all very important in itself, and they're all huge topics. Like positive emotions includes positive symbolism. It includes converting those emotions, cultivating those emotions that makes us productive. It involves rejecting or reducing those emotions, transforming them to positivity, etc., etc. There are many things like that. So, and engagement also, when we concept is one of the flows of engagement, we've seen all these things. When we come to meaning, however, in simple words, meaning is to look at a higher purpose in life. One is, it is basically to obtain a certain understanding of life, get a purpose in life. Now, it may mean very simple when we see it like that, but it's a little more complicated than it is. So why we are seeing things like that? So this meaning means it needn't necessarily be in a certain direction. Like for example, nobody is seeing it saying it has to be social. Nobody is saying that it has to be spiritual. Nobody is saying it has to be academic wise. It has to be contribute to something, but there has to be a certain notion that what we are doing is contributing to a higher purpose of things. So there, the meaning that we are trying to understand in about our life, about our existence, is one, we're trying to gain some kind of coherence. Coherence as in there are always talks about destiny. Why this talk about destiny is usually coming into place? Because when we feel that we are destined for something, or when we have that direction, we tend to work towards that better. So that direction brings us clarity with respect to how we need to approach a certain thing. So that coherence, that clarity, that is associated with the meaning. Next is with respect to the purpose. Purpose, now routinely, obviously, we keep doing certain things over and over again. And that is not wrong also, because practice brings about efficiency. But to not understand where all our practicing or where all our efforts, even routine wise, is contributing to some higher purpose. Like, for example, I'm going to a job. This is something that we usually find monotony kicks in. The problem is simply that we allow monotony to kick in mostly because we stop noticing the meaning in things. That's one of the biggest problem, where people in certain jobs, they get into that particular job for the sake of money. And that's not wrong also, because one of the biggest purusharthas is artha. but they stop enjoying the job altogether because they have got it in their mind that what they are doing is no longer their purpose in life. I'm doing an IT job. The IT job obviously has its own demands because obviously every profession has its own demand. A doctor continuously works uh, for so many hours because that's his oath. He has to take care of his patients. So therefore, he has to continuously work that way. And then in the same way, every profession has its own specific requirements, demands. How we manage that is obviously it is up to how well we are efficient in with particular things. That means we are developing a routine with respect to a certain area. Once we develop a certain routine, obviously our efforts reduce intellectually. It becomes more action oriented. Like for example, I prepared a balance sheet now. I prepared a balance sheet next year. Third time when I'm preparing a balance sheet, I my direction is very clear where I have to go. So therefore, what I do, my higher intention is lost over there. That means I'm only focusing on creating the balance sheet because my effort over there is a little less because I've gained a little efficiency over there. I don't need to stress on the number so much. Immediately, if it doesn't tally, then I can look at certain previous mistakes that I've made. So I've improved. It's not that I've become bad at it or anything like that. But because I've developed a routine, I stop looking into the purpose of things. The purpose of things, that is, what is it contributing to? Trying to enjoy the result, I stop doing it. So I mean, first time I tally a balance sheet, I'm very happy. Second time, maybe I'm looking at efficiency over there. Maybe I did it in a smaller amount of time. Uh, Third time, it has become a routine. Fourth time, I feel it's work. Fifth time, it's something that I do because I'm getting paid for it. Sixth time I do it, it has become a burden. So what is happening is that the joy of the joy of doing a particular task, when I do it again and again, I'm losing that joy. The task is not changing in any way. The task remains the same. I'm changing because I've stopped looking it as a challenge. Therefore, the interest to do something innovative with that has reduced. And therefore, what I'm doing is I have no purpose of pursuing it. Probably transactional only, where I'm saying ultimately I need to do it because I need to get paid. But here, the purpose, when we say the purpose of a task, when we say it has it is to do with understanding that the task that we are about to do has a higher contribution to certain things. It has, there is something else, the objective is something else in the grand design. This is contributing to that. So I still have to be the jignasu trying to understand what is the overall uh, idea of things. So, in the same way, when we question ourselves, the question is simply okay, if we have been created, what was the purpose of this Sharira? We are born with a certain characteristic with two limbs and four limbs and certain features, etc. etc. Now, obviously, there are so many different kinds of Shariras that exist over here. Why was I born in this way? Because obviously, even if I don't consider inanimate things, obviously, animals also have all the metaphysical qualities that I have, the kriyashilata, etc., etc., all those things, conscience, certain emotions, whatever it may be, brain power, all those things are there, voluntary, involuntary, different kinds of emotions, all those things are there with them also. If I have to believe that I have existence, I need to understand that my existence is special in itself. So, what brought about this particular existence? Okay, I will, here it has been in the text, it has been given as Kriya Ichha. So, Kriya Ichha brings about the Sharira. Okay, after after the Sharira takes place, now the Sharira has manifested. Does that mean that whatever is the um, whatever the capability of the Sharira is, am I harnessing all of it? What is the speciality? Like, for example, the biggest question has been that if um, what is the point of asking us to refrain from certain things when we have a specific taste for it? That means when we have been given a specific taste for it, why should we stay away from it? Like, for example, in this case, if we have manifested because of Kriya Ichha, Karma Ichha, and we have the ability for that, that means I have limbs, hands, I have all different kinds of muscles, joints that is going to facilitate the karma. What is the point of refraining from it? Why should I refrain from it? Why should I focus on reducing that? So there, why am I doing it? Because I feel that there is something special in my existence. As a human, there must be something special in my existence. Because if it was only a point of action, I could have gone into or I could have manifested into any Sharira that houses action. Why specifically into a human? What is the speciality with respect to a human and other animals? When we look at that, then we understand the contemplation, introspection qualities of humans is not possible with any other uh, chitta, any other manifested mind. So, there, what we are doing, the humans have a purpose of understanding what their role is in the whole creation, in the whole order of things. So, understanding this particular purpose is also meaning. That is the meaning in life. Then, the significance, I already said, I need to believe that I am special. Here, special means not necessarily saying bringing about ahankara. That can also be aham bhava bringing, yes. But special should be used as unique. Everybody is unique. So ultimately, nobody has any speciality as such. So significance, why we need to do that is because when I understand what is so unique about me, I'll be able to understand what I contribute to the overall subject of things. What is my contribution? What am I capable of? What can I do? That is only possible when I understand what is my significance. That means I need to value myself. I need to understand what kind of impact I can create. These kind of things. And then these are all meanings only, meaning different kinds of meanings of life, coherence, purpose, significance, and then sense of belonging. These two are opposite. Significance, when I'm giving myself that significance, that doesn't mean that I can exist on my own. Therefore, the sense of belonging is also going to bring about a higher meaning in life. Like, for example, saying that you're a part of society, therefore, we need to abide by the social regulations, or thinking that we need to bring about certain changes within society so that it benefits everybody, or thinking that, like, for example, pollution. Let's take up pollution. What is the point of stopping pollution? As a individual, I'm not affected by it as such. So should I really be concerned about pollution? I should be, because I live in a society and society is getting affected by it. So that is how uh, meaning with the different types of meaning can be associated with life. In the same way, so what are these sources? How will I get anything? Obviously, when I say belonging is cultivator. Understanding the meaning of life through sense of belonging is mostly through relationships. It can be any kind of relationships with that I have with a institution of society, that with which I have a personal equation, that with which I have a contractual equation. So all these things, these are all sources of meaning. Where can I find them? The relationships, it can help me find sense of belonging. Work, it can help me understand what is my purpose. And personal growth के लिए we need through personal growth we need to understand coherence, and then contributing to society, again belonging. So these things we need to understand, that give brings about a certain meaning. Now obviously when we are talking about tattvam asi, this has a more spiritual interpretation than anything else. So that has been explained in the next verse. So we will see the rest of this uh, understanding of meaning in the next session. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्य प्रतिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यो शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि।